Third topic, capital gearing ratio. Capital gearing ratio. So here capital gearing is nothing where we have to find out the funds which bears a fixed income, that is a fixed interest, or it can be fixed dividend also. Okay, so if in case we have any fixed rate of interest or dividend, then those funds must be written in the numerator, and in the denominator you will write the equity shareholders funds. Okay, there's a difference between shareholders funds and equity shareholders funds. Shareholders funds will include equity share capital, preference share capital, and reserves and surpluses. But here, equity shareholders funds, we have to take up only equity share capital and reserves and surpluses. Just exclude preference share capital, right? So now, funds bearing fixed interest or fixed dividend. So what are the funds which will have certain percentage of interest and or certain percentage of dividend? Okay, so normally share capital means we'll be paying dividend. So here preference share capital will always have the percentage of dividend that is to be paid to the shareholders, so that will have fixed dividend. The other three, that is debentures, bonds, long term borrowings, will carry a rate of interest, a rate of fixed interest. So these three will have fixed interest and this will carry fixed dividend. Okay, so when you see any of these accounts in your balance sheet, then you treat that as funds bearing fixed interest or fixed dividend. Okay, now illustration 6. From the following information, calculate capital gearing ratio. You have your equities and liabilities which has share capital, equity share capital, and also 6% preference share capital. You have reserves and surplus, general reserve and surpluses. Then you have your non-current liabilities, wherein long-term borrowings is given as 8% debentures, and you also have current liabilities which is inclusive of trade payables and provision for tax, and the total of your liabilities is rupees 9 lakhs, right? So now, since you are asked to prepare the capital gearing ratio, first write the formula. Capital gearing ratio is equal to funds bearing fixed interest and fixed dividend divided by equity shareholders funds. Okay, so we must know what all the funds or the income, fixed income, which is like your fixed interest and fixed dividend. To identify this very much easily, you always check whether you have any fixed percentage here. Okay, you have your 6% preference share capital. So we said preference share capital, right? So we have 6% here, so which means it will have fixed rate of dividend, right? Then we have debentures. The remaining in all will have only the share, will be included only in the shareholders funds. Now you have your non-current liabilities, wherein debenture is given. Debenture again has a fixed rate of interest, so this also to be taken for your funds bearing fixed interest and the fixed dividend. No other accounts has any percentages like this. So whenever you see any fixed percentage like 6%, like this 8%, then you have to consider it as funds bearing fixed interest and fixed dividend. Okay, so divided by equity shareholders fund. So you first write this formula. Then funds bearing fixed interest rate and dividend is equal to your 6% preference share capital plus 8% debentures. So you will have rupees 1 lakh plus this 2 lakhs. So totally you have rupees 3 lakhs as your fixed interest and dividend. Then move on to the equity shareholders. So here it is equity shareholders, which means you should not include this preference share capital. Okay, take up equity share capital 2 lakhs plus general reserve 1,25,000 plus surplus 75,000. So totally you have 2 lakhs plus 1,25,000 plus 75,000. Totally you will have 4 lakhs. Okay, this is how you have to write. So equity shareholders funds is equal to equity share capital plus general reserve plus surplus. So 2 lakhs plus 1,25,000 plus 75,000, which is equal to rupees 4 lakhs. So now apply these two values in your formula. You will get 3 lakhs divided by 4 lakhs, which is equal to 0.75 is to 1. So as I said, you will be cancelling these values. First, strike off all the zeros. Then 4 into, first you will have to write 0 because 3 is not divisible by 4. So you will get 30. 4 into 7 times is 28. Again you have a balance of 2. 20 will come. 4 into 5 times is 20. So 0.75 divided by 1, it should be written as 0.75 is to 1.